Sometime today. There we go. Nailed it. Well, would you look at this? Another day in paradise. Yep, that's right. Spring has given us a striptease, and I plan to take advantage. It's a balmy 37 degrees out here. You can even see the ground in places, minus some snow. And today, we're going to take advantage of that and do some more work on the Comet. The goal for today is pretty simple. All we really want to find out is whether or not we can get this thing to go 0 to 60. Before I do that, I need to catch you up on a few things that have happened to this car since I last filmed. I tried working on it a little bit and found out a few more things from the last video. The very first thing I want to draw attention to is, remember in that first video when I said like the floor pans are solid and all that? I mean, I know there's rust on the outside. Well, yeah, that's a hole. That's a big hole. And that's a big hole. See, what happened is when I was driving this car around, I was driving it at night for the first time, and I wanted to go and hit the high beams. The lights aren't bad, but I was like, you know, like to see a deer before I hit it. So I went looking for the high beam switch, and on these old cars, they usually have a little foot switch for your high and low beam. And I couldn't find it on this car, and I thought that was strange. Like I really thought maybe this car didn't have it because it's a super base model. However, that doesn't really make sense. Pretty much all cars by the 70s had high and low beams at the very least. Well, I did some digging when I got it back, and I found the switch right here. I got it hanging up on the brake pedal at the moment. And the problem was that this high beam switch had gone, you know, under the carpet, around the band, through the rust, and pretty much underneath into the frame. So that is not good. After doing that, and I decided to peel all the carpet out of here. So we got all the carpet out and found that there is an equally big hole on this side. Excuse me for the shaky camera. Yeah, a nice big hole on this side as well. The transmission tunnel is solid. The floors are actually solid pretty much all the way around, but for some reason right where the fender meets the floor, there's like a second little box in here, probably ties into the frame. Well, frame, it's a unibody, but it must have got rocks and water in here and just kept kicking up and ate it out. So it was at this point when I started seeing all the rust in the floorboards that I did what pretty much everybody who buys junk off Marketplace does. I had that little bit of regret where I'm like, oof, this is gonna be a lot of work. Do I really want to go through with it on this car? And I started working on it without filming it, just thinking, you know, hey, maybe I can just kind of patch it up and do whatever, which is still gonna happen. However, what happened is I was taking one of these guys and I was trying to cut all the scrap out of the floorboard here to lay a nice plate in there. Well, it cuts way harder than I expected, and if you see this line right here, let me get you guys in there on that, right here. Well, my cut wasn't going too bad until I smelled something funny. Got out of the car, looked underneath, and found out I was draining the entire gas tank. Yep, that's right. My dumbass measured twice, cut once, but I did not look on both sides, and I cut right through the fuel line. So I absolutely want to get this car up and going again now that we got some dry roads. But to do that, I got to fix that fuel line. And then after I fix that fuel line, I'm going to continue cutting out that scrap. And I won't be fixing it properly in this video, but I'm going to lay some steel in there so that we can, and hammer it in so that way we can, you know, maybe keep us from going full Fred Flintstone on it. All right, we're going to step under there to fix fuel line. I haven't actually really looked at it too much, but I got a couple of these laying around the garage. These are some 5/16 fuel slices. And I've got some, 5/16 and 3/8. Got some of these handy dandy little wing clamps. So let's get under there and see what we can do with it. Okay, here we go. Nice and wet out. Still got ice and snow on the ground. This is gonna be cold. Oh God. Whew. Yeah, definitely cold. All right, where are we at here? Okay, lucky for us. Ooh, this fuel line is getting bad anyways. Where's that cut at? The cut's right here. And it looks like it cut that fuel line right here. All right. Let's get cracking on this. All right, got our splice in there. The wing clamps holding them together. We got super lucky. Right back here is hard line, and not too far up is hard line. We just happened to hit a piece of rubber hose around this bend, so all I had to do is put these little clamps on, put a little union in there, and put some gas in it, make sure this doesn't leak, but we should be good to go. When I said it was cold and wet out here, I wasn't kidding. All the way, anytime you lay in this shit, right down to the undies. One thing I absolutely love about this car though is the cool little gas cap filler. Dead center in the back. They just don't make them like they used to. Everybody's gonna see my struggles. Why do I gotta make gas cans so stupid these days? All right, here we go. All this for like 1.5 gallons. Nice. Well, we'll see. Hopefully that's enough to at least get us to the gas station. But yeah, this thing's super cool. Let's go check out, make sure we don't have any leaks. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell with the ground being this wet. So far, so good. All right, next up on this thing, I'm gonna hit the key. This thing hasn't been started since last fall. Battery's hooked up the whole time, so we'll see if it's got any juice, and then we'll go from there. And huh, that feels like no brakes. Well, we got lights. We're in park. Okay, so that's a good sign. That is very much not a good sign. I'll look into that in a minute. Oh boy. All right, got a little gas. Get this carb opened up so we can put some fuel down it. Some down the vent tube. And it's squirting everywhere. Nice. All right. Give her a little more gas. So why not? Here we go. All right, it hasn't quite picked up gas yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit too much. Try to get it down the vent tube. Hear that thing. Choke it down. All right. See what we can do here. It wants it. It's also 37 degrees, so, you know, kind of limited on the weather helping us out. Hey, I think we got something. There we go. That's starting to warm up and come around a little bit. All right. It was less of a fight than I thought. A lot less of a fight. See how she sounds from up here. Seems pretty happy to me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just check the fluids on this thing before I let it run any longer. Don't want to blow it up before you even get to drive it again. Looks like we need some coolant. And oil is black as night. This still needs to get changed. Something I've been waiting to do here for some other parts. Yeah, we're good on oil right at the bottom, but we're all right. Everything's good here. Belts still need to be changed. Let's check that brake. Sorry about that, forgot to hit the record. Just popped off the little clip for the brake master cylinder. Take a little peek inside, and dear God, it is empty. Really hope I didn't cut a brake line and not just fuel line down there. Really, really hope. Well, it's on both, so I'm a little confused on why that line going to the back would be for both. I'm going to fill the front first and see if I can get any brake pressure out of it. If I got a little left over, I'll put some in the back too. See if I can get any brake pedal back. Hopefully we're not sucking in too much air. All right, the good news is I had a big bottle of brake juice in my garage, so I got some more in there, and we're gonna step on the pedal and see if we get any brake fuel left. Okay, nothing. Come on, girl. Nothing. I mean, at least the pedal's not sticking, but the fact that it was completely drained has me very worried. Well, that seems like a problem. Well, didn't plan on doing brakes today. I really want to take this thing for a rip, but the Comet had other plans, so I guess we're gonna try and take this master cylinder off. Watching it on the camera, it's not even bubbling or taking any fluid when I'm hitting the pedal, so most likely that master cylinder, the seals have gone out, which makes sense because last time I drove this car, it was getting kind of weak when I hit the brakes. Every so often it was kind of didn't feel like brake fade, but kind of where it just like it didn't seem like it was pushing as much fluid consistently every time. Good news is I have some parts for that. Bad news is, well, not really bad news, but it's way more in depth than I planned on getting in this video. So I'm gonna start just trying to, cat's out of the bag. I was gonna put disc brakes on the front, and when you do that, you gotta do a different proportioning block. Master cylinder's a little bit different, and then the whole front end, front disc brakes, it's a pretty big changeover. The kit looks super awesome, but I think for now I'm just gonna throw the master cylinder on it and see if I can at least get some brakes, even if the brake balance isn't right, the proportioning valves aren't right. If we were to like blow out the front wheel cylinders or something, they're getting changed to disc anyway, so might as well get ripping on that. So I will clue you guys back in once we get going. This is 100% first step on any sort of brake job. Gotta try and get these brake lines broke loose, and I really don't want to tear these. They actually don't look too rusty. I know this car has had some maintenance on it before, and I wonder if they didn't put a different master cylinder on it at some point. Those lines don't look too bad. But that being said, you can never fully trust it. I'm gonna find the right wrench to make sure I don't round these off, and then see if I got a torch laying around. Maybe I can heat them up and get them to crack loose. Be really awesome if I could not break those brake lines. I love that. I love that so much. All right, try this again. It's already been pre-rounded for me, which is excellent. Come on. All right. See if that did anything. Nice. You know what? You might get lucky. I cracked this line and got some air out of there. Got it to kind of gravity bleed, bench bleed the front. I'm gonna try the same on the back. We might be able to just, maybe there's some, this thing went dry, maybe there's some air trapped in there, and we might be able to actually just bleed these out and get them to work enough for at least a little while until we do the full upgrade. Oh, nice. It broke loose. Cracked the lines of the master cylinder, got some more fluid in it. Kind of like gravity bench bled the master cylinder, let some air out once I cracked them loose. And now it feels like the pedal's starting to get some pressure. So just to get rolling with this, I'm gonna try and just bleed the brakes. I got my brother-in-law Danny. Say hi, everybody. What's up? He's gonna do the hard part and press on the pedal. So we'll get started bleeding these brakes. Yep. Pull. Pump.
Off all pressure.
Yep. Pump. Is it building pressure?
A little bit. Hold it. Lost pressure.
All right, quick little update. Thanks to the help of Danny and his buddy Trent, we got the brake split on this thing. Going underneath the back, I saw that there's a wheel cylinder that's leaking a little bit, but the front brakes are solid and it's gonna be enough to get us down the road. So next up on the agenda here, we're gonna tackle these floors before actually taking it. So I've got that hole as I showed you earlier, and I've got this hole over here. I've got some sheet steel in the garage. We're gonna get it with the plasma cutter and do some, I don't have my welder here, so I'm going to use my self-tapping screws, you know, do it the right way. So we'll get into that and I'll show you once it's done. All right, I got Trent with me. We got these floor pans, super fine pieces of fabrineering done by yours truly. Super quick, just to make sure we don't have a hole in the floor and make it to town. All right. First off, we're gonna get out to the gas station, make sure everything's running right since the first time it's been out this year, and then make sure the brakes hold up. After that, we'll see what we can get for a 60 time out of this old girl. After doing the floor pans, getting all this work done, we're kind of running out of daylight. We're going to take a quick 0 to 60 run here and see what she can do stock before we start putting all the modifications on it and making this thing a little bit faster. So, all right, here we go. $30, $40, $50. Sometime today, there we go. Nailed it. A fucking blast.
Good old tire squealing.
Yeah, the brakes are needing some love. New session data. Wow. Screenshotting that. Oh my god, this thing's slow. Fucking 0 to 60, 16.1. So we're heading back to the house now. Not great, not great. The old inline 6 with, I don't even know, 70 horsepower probably, got us to a fantastic 16.1 0 to 60. I think it recorded a quarter mile. I'm going to look at the data when we get back, but I'm sure
Can't give us a little hint on what the special surprise is?
It involves 3 letters and makes noises. Let's just say that.
A little.
It could be a little, you know, don't know yet. We'll have to tune in and find out. Appreciate all you guys watching. It would do me a ton if you guys could take a second, hit that like and subscribe button.